Alright, there we go. I believe we are officially live. Let's find out. Let's find out. Make sure I've actually got my microphone on. How many times have we done that, chat? How many times have we done that? Started a stream without my microphone on. I believe we're good though. I believe we're good today. Alright. Sean, what's up, dude? Says first. What's up, guys? How you guys doing? Um, let's see. My computer's being a little slow at the moment, guys. You'll have to forgive me. Um, what's up, Olivia? What's up, Love Peace? Oh, where'd my stream go? Oh, there it is. Okay. I've got too much crap open. How's everybody doing today? What's up, Abel? What's up, Frank? Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. Welcome, 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 everyone. I hope everyone's having a terrific day. Terrific morning, terrific afternoon, terrific night. Stream might lag for just a second here, guys. There we go. It should be all cleared up now. Yeah, my voice is coming back, man. Slowly but surely, bro. Like it didn't want to at first. Like it was struggling. It was like, nah, but it's slowly coming back, dude, little by little. Little by little. Let's see here. Hey, man, that's great. D done. D none. Sometimes I say that wrong. Your voice is much better. Yeah, yeah, it's getting better, guys. It's getting better. We pulled through. We pulled through. Like you can tell it's still a little bit scratchy, and sometimes it clears up completely, and sometimes it goes back to being like ah. But for the most part, it's getting a lot better. It's getting a lot better. We are giving it a few minutes to let some people get in here, guys. We're giving a few minutes to let some people get in here, because this is going to be like an actual, we're running face cam today. This is going to be like an actual stream, rather than just like a chill stream or a hangout stream. So we are giving it a few minutes. It won't be much longer though. I need to let the Discord know that we are live streaming. We are live. We are live. There we go. Recently discovered your vids. Thanks for what you do. Hey, I appreciate it, Andy. Yeah, the smokes don't help. The smokes don't help. I'll be the first to admit that. The smokes do not help. They do not help. Muscle twitches. But yeah, guys, we are going to get rolling in just a second here. All right. All right, ladies and gents. Oh, I just lost my voice there for a while, Raw. You should have heard it like 3 or 4 days ago, dude. It was way worse than this. It was way worse than this like 3 or 4 days ago. So you should have heard it then, bro. Like, this is nothing compared to what it was. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get the point of this stream going. The point of this stream is to all my sensitized people, right? Let's see. To my sensitized people. All right. Get that out of the way. All right. So, who I am addressing in today's stream, right? Who I am speaking to in today's stream is those people that, feel like they're at the lowest of the low right now. Not necessarily people that are halfway through recovery or towards the end of recovery. I'm speaking to you too, but I'm really focusing in on my people who are, feel like they're at the lowest of the low right now. Their mind is working against them, telling them all these negative, things. Their body feels like, oh, they don't even know what their body feels like. You know what I mean? And every day it's like, oh, what to expect, what to expect. I know how it feels, right? I know how it feels to be at the lowest of the low. Been there, done that. I know how it feels. Understand this, and like I said, I am speaking to you people out there right now that are at the lowest of the low with all of these very negative, irrational thoughts, with all of these very anxious feelings. Um, I know how it feels to be in that place, and I want you to know. I want you to know that it feels like it's just never going to end. I get that. It feels like you're not going to be back to your true self. It feels like, you're not going to get your true personality back. And I get that. I understand how that feels. And that's not a fun place to be. Let's face it, that's not a fun place to be. But I'm here to tell you that it does get better. And I know you're sick of hearing that, right? When I was at my lowest, when people said, oh, it does get better, just keep going, it does get better, you'll feel better, do your best to, keep going because it does get better. I didn't believe that, and there's nothing that you could really tell me to make me want to believe that, right? There's nothing that you could really tell me to make me want to believe that. So it was like, I know hearing that doesn't really take the edge off for a lot of you. I know hearing that doesn't really do much for a lot of you right now, but understand this from someone who has been sensitized and from someone who understands that each day kind of feels like a new challenge, right? And from someone who understands that the mind pulls a lot of tricks when you're sensitized and the body, is right there with it. Understand this when I say that it does get better, right? It does get easier, it does get better. I'm speaking from that personal experience, right? So I know the way that it stands right now, you can't, for some of you, and I'm not talking about all of you, but for some of you, you can't see that light at the end of the tunnel. It seems a little bit too far away, and you might get little glimpses of it throughout your day, which is a great sign. But for those of you who can't really see that light at the end of the tunnel, I'm here to tell you that it does get better. Acceptance is just here to make it a little bit easier for you, right? Your body's going to heal. Your mind is going to heal. But what I'm here for is to let you know that it does get better, and if you've been diagnosed by a doctor, if you know you're dealing with anxiety and panic, if you know that, throughout your life you've been this anxious person, this panicky person, because guys, I was that person. I was a very anxious, panicky person. And, if you know that you're dealing with a lot of excess fear, I want you to know that I know you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, man. And I keep stressing this because it's so important. I know you can't see the light at the end of that tunnel. I know how it feels to not be able to see the light at the end of that tunnel, right? But it's there, okay? And that's what I want you to know. It's there. You might not be able to see it. Maybe you only get little glimpses of it throughout your day when your mood lifts from time to time, you know, but it's there, right? And these irrational thoughts, these negative thoughts, I know how those seem so real, okay? And I know how these feelings seem so horrible. But with acceptance and with what we talk about here, basically, if you break it all down, if you boil it all down, it comes down to one fact. And that's you've already had the thought. The thoughts already came. You've already had the feeling. The feelings already came. The second fear, okay? The second fear does nothing for you. It does nothing for you. And that's the point that we're trying to get across with everything that we do here, right? That's the point that we're trying to get across with everything that we do here. So when we say that the brain is watching, and when we say that, you know, live your life, and I know that's not always easy. And like I keep saying, I know some of you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. But when we say get up and live your life and do little or big things that you enjoy, right? We're telling you this because you're trying to get your brain to calm down enough for that real you to come out, right? And some people think, well, I get up and I live my life and I don't feel good anyway. And we say that's okay. We accept that we don't feel good. But we also accept that, you know, laying around in bed too much and doing and not doing the things we enjoy, it really gets you to a point where your brain is like, are you in danger or you're not in danger, right? So I know it's aggravating and I know it's frustrating with all of the thoughts that are currently in your head. And I know it's aggravating and I know it's frustrating with all of the feelings that are currently in your body because these feelings and these thoughts are basically telling you why do the things you enjoy, because it's not going to make a difference. That's what your mind, I know, is telling you. That's what those negative irrational thoughts are telling you. And your mind's telling you why get on with life and why live life, and do the things that I used to enjoy doing. It's not going to make a difference. That's what your brain's telling you, right? I know how it feels to be in that spot where it's like it doesn't get better. You know, I know how it feels to be on a spot where your mind's like, it doesn't matter what I do, it's not going to get better. I know how it feels to be in that spot. And I just want to let you know, guys, I just want to let you know that these thoughts, these feelings, and this is coming from a very heartfelt place. These thoughts and these feelings that feel like they're going to be with you for the rest of your life. You feel like you're going to be stuck on this thought for the rest of your life. You feel like you're going to be stuck on this feeling for the rest of your life. That is simply not the case. And I know you might not be able to digest that fully right now, but that is simply not the case. The way that you feel today and the way that you think today may not be your reality tomorrow. And what I do with my videos and with my channel and with my advice is to let those people know that think they're stuck in this current mindset and this current feeling of anxiety. What I do with my videos and what we do with practicing not adding second fear is to take that edge off, to remove that inner conflict by telling yourself, you know what, it's okay if these thoughts come. They don't have to define me. They don't have to control me. It's okay if these feelings come. They don't have to define me or control me either. They're not comfortable and I don't like them, right? And I would never ask anybody to like them. But what I am saying is, I know that it feels like you've got so much fight that you have to do, right? In order to make these thoughts go away, in order to make these feelings go away. But I'm here to tell you that even though it's so tempting to fight with these thoughts and these feelings, I want you to relax into today, right? And I want you to take that strain off yourself because it does get better. It does get better. And, you know, sometimes I know it can feel overwhelming, guys. Sometimes I know your mind's trying to convince you of this or that. And sometimes I know it's so damn tempting, right? I know it's so damn tempting to be like, oh, I hate this. I'm going to fight with all of this. You know what I mean? I know it feels that way sometimes, guys, but you've tried that for how long, right? And that's why you're on my channel now. And I know that the pull of thought is so strong, and I know it causes a reaction in your body. Accept the reaction, accept the thought, okay? But remind yourself in that moment, I don't have to fight with this because I've done it for so long. And, you know, I've ran in circle after circle after circle, right? And the thing about it is, guys, we put a tremendous amount of stress on ourselves with fighting with these thoughts and these feelings. And we put a tremendous amount of stress on ourselves, you know, with trying to control everything that we do. And I'm going to switch to the screen because I'm going to have to get some water in my voice. You guys have to forgive me. I know that we put a tremendous amount of effort into the fight, into the strain, into the stress, right? I know we do. But, you know, it gets easier the more you realize that when these thoughts pop up that make you question yourself, that make you doubt yourself, that make you doubt your recovery, that make you worry about everything that could go wrong, right? That make you worry about everything that could go wrong. I know it's so easy to fall in. Get a drink of this water. I know it's so easy to fall into that rabbit hole, right? Like it's the easiest rabbit hole in the world to fall into. And I've been there. I've done that, man. The ruminating, the fighting with my mind, it felt almost constant, right? And who in the chat can agree with that? Who in the chat right now can agree with that? That it feels almost constant. Like you're you know, you learn about acceptance and you learn about the fact that these are irrational thoughts and you don't have to fight with them and yada yada yada. Who can agree with that though? That it's a lot, easier said than done to not ruminate. And I get that. I get that 110%. And I'm sure everybody in the chat right now can agree with that. I'm sure everybody in the chat right now can agree with that. You know, the pull of these thoughts can be so strong. Uncle Frank says, "Yep, 100%." The pull of these thoughts can be so strong, man. Yeah, man, you get so tired. It takes it out of you, bro. It takes it out of you, bro. But my main point of the stream today, guys, is just to give you a little bit of encouragement, right? To give you a little bit of hope. And we're in such a habit, man. We're in such a habit, I understand. I understand how that habit feels, dude. I understand completely how that habit feels. Hey, that's awesome, Abel. But yeah, guys, that was my main point of the stream. Just to let you know that somebody can relate. Somebody can relate to you, man. And that somebody is moi. Little burpee from having a drink. I'm not gonna lie, that spooked me a bit. I wasn't expecting that. I didn't see that one coming. Hey, thank you so much for that, Blake. Thank you so much for that, Blake. Can we get a hashtag Blake in the chat? We are into the chill hangout part of the stream, guys, if you'd like to partake. Hey, that's so awesome, Joyce. That is so awesome. Everybody read Joyce's comment. You know what we're doing, man, is we're just realizing that we've tried fighting with our thoughts and feelings for so long, dude, and it's just tiring. It's just tiring. It gets to the point where it's like, dude, I'm just tired, you know? Like, bro, I'm just tired. And I understand how tiring of a place that can be. I understand just how tiring of a place that can be. It's kind of like the human condition, you know? We just fight, fight, fight. I mean, I know that's what I did. Which I think that's the normal, that's obviously like one of the normal go-to for people. I think that's like the normal go-to for people. Yeah, exactly, Blake. The thoughts can still be there, but your involvement is not. That's a great way to put that. Hey, David, that's great, bro. Keep it up. I really like what Blake said there. The thoughts can still be there, but your involvement is not. Guys, if you've got like a real life worry, you know, if you've got like something that can be resolved or solved, then sure, absolutely, absolutely. Uh, Please, resolve or solve whatever real life worries you got. But if you can't, you can't. I understand that too. So if you can't, there comes a point where, like Blake said, the thoughts can be there, but your involvement is not. This will help take the stress off you. So if you can resolve a real life worry or situation, then do so. Use your mind to do so. That's fine. The mind is an excellent tool, but there comes a point where if you can't resolve the worry or the thought, then the thought can be there, but your involvement is not, and you can take that stress of the fight off yourself. Because every time you just get involved with the thought and start stressing it and fighting it, what are you doing? Are you accomplishing anything? You see what I mean? Yeah, hobbies are great too. It helps you do that. That's why we say live your life as one of the two main keys. Because it helps you accomplish that. It absolutely helps you accomplish that. Yeah, raw awareness, not identifying with them, you know? You know, ups and downs do happen, man. Ups and downs absolutely do happen. Don't get too discouraged, man. As Dr. Claire Weeks says, you know, don't get too discouraged. And what she means by that is understand that you've come out of it before, you'll come out of it again. And it's normal, you know. Before I started the channel and, you know, this and that, I had my moments, but it'll be short-lived because you know that you've pulled through. Hey, that's great, David. I just like to be here for you guys, you know. I like to try to comfort you guys. Because, you know, I know how it feels, man. I know how it feels with all these bullshit thoughts and shit. It's hard not to give them so much credit. Yeah, man, that's a good way to put it, Raw. Hey, that's awesome, Henry. I mean, I don't know if it was the channel that helped you with that, but whatever it was, man, that's awesome, dude. But yeah, that's an excellent way to put it, Raw. That is an excellent way to put it. Feel free to join us in the chat, guys. Feel free to join us in the chat, if you've got anything to say. I mean, even if you're just telling me about your day, I don't mind. Well, sometimes these little setbacks happen, Luke, and they're no big deal. I always tell people not to beat themselves up because it doesn't necessarily mean a setback. It's just you got to know, you know, you've been having this thing one way for so long, and just because you have a rough day or a week or whatever doesn't mean anything. One second, guys. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, guys. Like I always say, man, everyone's journey is different. The more you take that stress and strain off yourself, the better. By reminding yourself that, these thoughts are irrational, you know, acceptance. Sorry about that little brief interruption there, guys. How's everybody in the chat doing? Well, I mean, I don't even like the term setback because, sometimes we do get ourselves worked up. Sometimes we do, talk very negatively to ourselves and follow every little negative thought. Sometimes that does happen. So I don't really like the term setback a whole lot, and I don't really use it a whole lot because as humans, sometimes these things do happen. I feel like setback is, too self-defeating. Yeah, sometimes do people get, people do get tripped up on the physical sensations. But normally, if you'll notice, the physical sensations trip you up because we tell ourselves horror stories about them. Like if you'll notice that sneaky little part. That's a sneaky little part of the mind. And that's basically what Dr. Claire Weeks meant by second fear. Which it's, out of habit, it's pretty easy to add that. I love Nightbot. Yeah, that's true too, Blake. It helps to live, man. Helps to live life. And you don't have to, it doesn't have to be huge ways, guys. You don't have to go out of your way. But, while you're letting those thoughts um, come and go and not giving them as much credit as you normally would, also get back into your life, live your life. And you don't have to be like, oh God, I got to do all this and that. It's just like, even little ways. Hey man, I love it, Abel. I love being able to go live, dude. Even if it's just like chilling out or whatever. Ooh. Because sometimes we all need a little bit of a break, even if we're doing good on our journey and getting back into life in little ways and, you know, retraining that brain. And sometimes it's good just to have a little chill moment. That's mostly why I was like, oh, it'd be cool if we started the Discord or whatever because sometimes there is nothing to do. Sometimes we're laying in bed or because we're tired and it's been a long day and whatever the case may be. So it's good to have like a little community there. Get to know people, get to make friends and that sort of thing. Sometimes we all have our lazy days. And if you guys wanna spend your lazy days with me, I'm okay with that. Um, Even though there was a bit of misspelling there, I think I know what you're. Yeah, I think I've heard of it, but I don't think I've actually read it. What's it about? Does he go into positive behaviors and stuff like that? Yeah, it makes me curious. I don't know. I've never read it. I would like to, but I don't think it's like an Apple Store book, and I don't have a Kindle. Yeah, yeah, that would be an interesting read. But I don't think it's on Apple Store. Maybe they've got like a Kindle app though. I think they've got a Kindle app, right? I love just general discussion, guys. Feel free to jump in. It doesn't have. It can be about whatever. I don't mind that at all. Excuse me, Nova. It's funny, Blake, because like without even calling it behaviors, it's basically positive behaviors. That's kind of the funny thing about it. With acceptance and living life and stuff. You know what I mean? I guess I guess some people just don't word it that way. Yeah, man, it's that worry, you know. Everyone's different. Everyone's different. The sooner you just get back into living your life in little or big ways, the better you'll feel. Oh, absolutely, Blake. Let me see. Let me see here, ladies and gentlemen. Hey man, yeah, I know it's not the easiest thing in the world, dude. I know it's not the easiest thing in the world, man. Comes down to fuck fear. Comes down to fuck fear. I know that sounds cliche as shit. It's understand, man. Everybody feels a little scared when they think about their anxiety and their journey and stuff like that. It's understandable, dude. It's understandable. Problems with anger. I myself personally didn't have a whole lot of problems with anger, but that's just me. I'm sure you'll find a lot of people here that do have issues with anger or controlling their anger. It's definitely not abnormal. It's very very normal to have some problems with anger. What's for dinner? I haven't decided yet, man. Probably just something quick and easy. I haven't had pizza or anything like that in a long time. It's like we talk about negative thoughts and all this and that. You've been trying to use your tired mind to fight your tired mind for so long, and shit's just not working, bro. It's exhausting, man. It stresses you out. So it's like we gotta let these thoughts come and go without latching on to them. I mean, they can still be there. There's nothing you can do about them being there sometimes. So we're not saying, oh, you need to do the freaking impossible. You need to never have another negative thought ever again in your life. No, that's impossible. We'd never ask anybody to do that. But when you latch on to them so hard, which I know is easier said than done not to, but this is what makes them a little bit sticky. A good way to do that is like, oh, I'm in an anxious mood today, so my thoughts are probably going to be predominantly negative or fearful, so I can't trust them. So when they do come, I'm not going to put all my trust into them. When they do come, I'm not going to give them full attention, full fight, full involvement. I mean, there might be a little part of you that still does. That's okay. We're not asking for perfection. Um, but when these thoughts come, simply remind yourself, they're a result of the state that you're in. Therefore, you can't fully trust them. You really can't, guys. You can't fully trust those anxious thoughts because, they are a result of the state that you're in. I don't know. I don't know who that is. Big J. Is that like a YouTuber? I feel like that's a YouTuber. I was gonna get some music going, but what's up, D Block? What is up? Chilling, passing through. I feel you, man. We're at that point in the stream where it's just super chill, so good time to just pass through. Yeah, that's what I was getting from what people were saying, Danny. Well, welcome, Danny and D Block. She's doing good. She's just all sleepy today. It's one of those sleepy dog days. I love Nightbot, dude. He's so helpful. He's a helpful little guy. He's a helpful little guy. I forgot to update that. Here we go. Sorry about that, Blake. I forgot to update the typical. You'll get to a point where you can face it much easier, Abel. It'll be easier for you. It gets easier as you go, you know? Hey, take it easy, D Block. I appreciate you stopping by, bro. been a while since we've just chilled out for a minute, so I figured we'd do a longer stream today. Hey, that's a good way to look at it, Danny. I'm glad you put setbacks in quotations. I don't know why personally I've just never been a fan of the word setbacks. I always put quotation marks around it too. I always put quotation marks around the word setback because it's like it's like self-defeating in a way because you're like, "Oh, I did something horribly wrong," or and with acceptance it's like, "Nah, we're asking you to take the strain off yourself and you don't have to fight with those thoughts or feelings and just live your life, positive accepting behaviors. And it gets people back into their life and away from all of the trying to solve and figure out and all this nonsense. Natural ups and downs. Yeah, I much rather prefer that one. It's tough, guys, man. I know it's tough sometimes. All this overthinking and crap. Seems like the first thing you want to do is jump on Google, Google, Google. Just leads to more overthinking, more overthinking, more overthinking. Got to try to leave that mind and body alone, let it rest. Just live your life, positive accepting behaviors. That's there for two reasons. Number one, because it does help rewire the brain, it does help show the brain and make you feel better. And number two, it'll it'll help you not sit around and overthink so much and stress yourself out. And that doesn't mean you have to rush around in a panic trying to fill your day from start to finish with things to do, because sometimes that's just not possible. Sometimes we do just need to lay on the couch. But I'm just saying, little or big ways. I think, a lot of people here talk about physical symptoms. I think, I dealt with a lot of physical symptoms that kind of started to turn into rumination and worry and stuff like that, overthinking. And I think that's the cycle for a lot of people. I think that's the cycle for a lot of people. The physical symptoms tend to spark the overthinking, and that's why we kind of tackle it on both fronts. we get back into living life in little or big ways, and we let those thoughts, we understand that it's hard to solve overthinking with more overthinking. Well, sometimes we all got people in our life that are no good for us. I don't know what your particular situation is, but there's nothing wrong with having more you time, or yeah, more like just obsessing in your head. Yeah, not so much over, sometimes it doesn't always have to be over a physical symptom. What's up, Elliot? dance if we wanna. We can leave our friends behind. 'Cause if they don't dance, then there ain't no friends of mine. We can dance if we wanna. I love that song, bro. I don't know why that randomly popped in my head. Absolutely, Abel. And that's why no one should ever give up hope. Hey, that's awesome, Elliot. Keep living your life, brother. Hey, man, one day at a time, Elliot. One day at a time, Elliot. Hey, that's awesome, man. I'm so glad you're doing better, dude. So glad you're doing better and glad we could have a part of that, you know? It's always cool when people stop back by and they don't have to, and just to say hey or what's up or spread some encouragement, you know? It's always cool when people do that. Yeah, absolutely, Elliot. Yes, yes. Absolutely, patience, man. Living that life. Living that life, not giving so much credit to these negative, intrusive thoughts, you know? Absolutely, Danny. Absolutely, 110%. You know, I know it's easy to get discouraged, though. I know it can be easy to get discouraged. Don't give your full faith into those irrational thoughts. Hey, man, Ford, do something that makes you happy today, bro. Of course, you know, we're not trying to deny our feelings. We're not trying to push anything away or fight anything because that's just extra stress or strain. But do something that makes you happy today, bro. You know, and when we say do something that makes you happy, we're not saying, hey, man, fight against the way that you feel or fight against your thoughts. We're simply saying, you know, I feel the way I feel. I feel kind of crappy. I feel kind of low motivation. I'm having some thoughts or whatever, but The fight just causes extra strain. So instead of fighting, man, just, let those feelings come and go like a wave, bro. And as they do, just do something that makes you happy. Do something that you enjoy. You're not trying to force anything. You're letting these feelings and thoughts come, but you're doing something that you normally enjoy. And doing stuff that you normally enjoy, and getting back into life a little bit. You don't have to rush it or anything, but it helps. It really does help. Let those irrational thoughts come and go. Yeah, don't let your mind get stuck on this bull crap. Danny's feeling good, man. Danny's feeling good these days. Remember, Ford, as you read the forums and watch the videos and all this and that, remember it comes down to just being like, I'm not going to continue to overthink this. You know what I mean? Just giving yourself too much stress, bro. When these thoughts and feelings come, see them for what they are. Because you start overthinking it. You're trying to solve something with your tired mind, just giving you more stress. So on those days where it's back, bro, you got to remember, do you start overthinking it again? Because that's that stress and strain, you know what I mean? That's that stress and strain, bro. Hey, man, I'm happy to hear that, J. Dub. 'Dub. 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 'D Do something you enjoy today, Ford. And when your mind is up there acting like a runaway horse, bro, just let it be a runaway horse, but you don't have to fuel it. Just be like, oh, my mind is definitely a runaway horse right now. And then just come back to what you enjoy, man. No stress, no strain. You don't have to force yourself. Nothing like that. You acknowledge, oh, my mind's a runaway train right now. And that's okay. Sometimes our minds are runaway trains. But, we're letting them be a runaway train. There's that runaway train. There's that thought. There's that, cycle of thoughts. And, well, hey, man, J Dub, I'm glad you're feeling better, dude. That's amazing. Feel free to share with the chat, man. There's some people in here going through it right now. If you want to share with the chat about the two main keys, go right ahead, bro. It helps people out. You don't have to do that, but if you want to tell them a little bit about your journey and how you implemented, acceptance and not getting too involved with those thoughts, then that'd be great. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, but it does help. It helps me help you help lift other people up. Well, it's funny, Ford, because the way you take control is by releasing that control. Oh, my mind's a runaway train right now. That's okay. I'm going to just live my life. Oh, my feelings are a little runaway right now. That's okay. I'm sure, J Dub will be the first to tell you. J Dub will be the first to tell you when you get these thoughts and feelings, like he said, fighting yourself. Well, it's not about being stronger, Ford. It's not about being stronger. It's about understanding that these thoughts and feelings, without your involvement, man, they will pass. Hey, I hope you enjoy your soup, Danny. Well, that's the thing, Ford. So if you're anything like me, then your day kind of looks like wake up, immediately get involved with thoughts, right? That's what my day used to look like. I don't know if you can relate, Ford, but my day used to be like wake up, same cycle of thoughts, get involved with every single one of them. And then by the end of the day, I was exhausted with absolutely no new realizations, no new solutions, no new conclusions. So that's what's going on, brother. So for me, back when I was feeling very very tired, um, I like the term tired more than I like the term sensitized. I would wake up in the morning, and you guys can tell me if you relate to this or not. And I want you to be honest. I would wake up in the morning, and the same cycle of thoughts would come, and my go-to would be get involved with every single one of them, thinking that maybe I can come up with a solution or maybe I can come up with a conclusion. And then I would do that all day long until eventually by the end of my day, I was completely exhausted, fatigued, anxious, and just mentally overwhelmed, and eventually just fall asleep in my bed and maybe get 4 or 5 hours. At some points, I wasn't even getting that. Oh yeah, bro, that was the common cycle for me too. It's all that think, 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 think. Trying to solve a problem that I created. Well, I mean, I guess you can word it like that because the same is true, but you get a negative irrational thought and then you put all of your belief in it and now you're trying to figure out or solve the negative irrational thought. So it's like a circle. It's like a circle, you know what I mean? Well, Ford, just like me, man, when you realize that you're in that overthinking mode, when you realize that you're involved with every thought, you know, that's when it's time to be like, there I go again. Just try to come back to something you enjoy. Yeah, bro, it's not going to happen, Ford. Let this worry go, man. Let this fear go. Practice not giving it so much of that involvement. Well, I think it was J Dubs that said in the chat, no matter what the thought is, you don't have to get involved with it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what J Dubs said, or what he's referring to when he says no matter the thought. Hey, I'm doing good, man. Besides this voice thing, but I'm hoping that clears up soon. Yeah, see, it's funny you say that, Ford. Like, I have a very stressful job and feel okay when dealing with serious situations at work, and then come home and worry about bullshit. So, what does that tell us there? When you're busy living, you know, and dealing with real problems, fear doesn't have any place to come in. But when you start getting wrapped up in the overthinking, then fear has a place to come in. It's funny how that works. funny how that works, Ford, man. Like, you're at your job and the monkey mind is too busy doing something to be overthinking with fear. Well, I don't think he's necessarily just talking about um, panic attacks at this point, guys. I think he's also talking about the worry and the rumination. Well, let me explain that to you, Ford. Let me explain why that happens. You said I've been in literal dangerous situations at work with zero anxiety, because when you're faced with a real danger, there's no room for fear. There's no room for fear. There's no room for anxiety. When you're faced with something that um, might happen or has not yet happened, then that's where fear starts to come in. So that is why we say fear is always based on something that has not happened. Because if it did happen, you wouldn't fear it. Yeah.
I need a dollar, 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 that's what I need. Hey, hey.
Hey, Frank, man, I really appreciate that, brother. Thank you for the $10 tip, Frank. Let's give Frank a round of applause in the chat, guys. Hey, I do appreciate it, Frank, so much, dude. So much. Thank you. Hey, man, let me make it as simple as possible for you guys, right? Living equals healing. Living equals healing, man. Get back into some little things you enjoy, man. Hey, that's awesome, Frank. Thank you for sharing that success, dude. Live your life, bro. I don't know where on the totem pole you started from, Frank, but I'm sure you can vouch for it, man. Living equals healing. Hey, Ford, are you on the Discord, bro? Do you have like I'm trying to think, like an Instagram maybe? Hey, well, during that time when you started to feel better, bro, did you notice how, you know, what was your first step
I
on that?
need a dollar, 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 that's what I need. Hey, hey.
Hey, Frank, dude, I appreciate it again, brother. Thank you, Frank. I appreciate you again, man. Another round of applause for Frank in the chat. I can almost guarantee you, Ford, that even though you may not have recognized it at the time, man, you got back into life in little ways, even in little ways. Hey, man, I appreciate you, Ford. Thank you, bro. Or Frank, rather. But thank you, Ford, for watching. Hey, man, I appreciate it, Frank. Thank you, bro. Says I did get back to life. What are you waiting for, brother? Hey, man, with what you just said, what are you waiting for, bro? Let's get it. Accept those thoughts and feelings, man, and do something you enjoy, brother. Thank you again, Frank, for the generous tips, man. Appreciate it, Frank. Well, for example, bro, like when they started to drag you back in, did you notice that, how your behaviors were affected? Did you notice that maybe you started to spend more time in bed? Did you notice that maybe you stopped watching that TV show? Did you notice that maybe you skimped out on a few meals? Did you notice any of that? Hey, I appreciate you, Frank, again, man. So there you go, man. There you go, Ford. The proof is in the pudding, brother. I think that's all the proof right there, man. In my family? No, not necessarily in my family. I feel that, Ford. Well, hey, man, hopefully I inspired you to do something positive today, bro. And then that motivation will continue to build. That real you comes out, bro. You'll start to notice how when that real you does start to come out, you'll start to notice how like the way you see the world and everything, it'll start to get better. All right, guys, we've been streaming WoW for over 2 hours. All right, ladies and gents, I'm going to go ahead and end this one here. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for viewing. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. And I will see you all in the next stream and or video. All right, guys, stay